and I'll go through my playbook with you. I emailed you the playbook, and you can send it to them as well. Okay. So you have a playbook that you can email to these guys. You can utilize it to the best of your abilities. If you're running a first and second grade team, I'll show you the plays you should use. If you're running a 7th and 8th grade team or a 5th and 6th grade team, use them all, or use the ones that you like the best. Okay, especially if you've got a quarterback. And you name your formations whatever you want. The reason I call Raven is because it's trips right. My only rule going on to my jet formation, which is my base formation, which is your base formation. There's no need to deviate from this. Okay? Your best play is, I'm going to show you your two best plays. It's going to be fly sweep, okay? Fly sweep reverse, fly sweep fake reverse. I use those plays. There are 3 total plays. And the kids, they never knew who had the ball because we just worked fly sweep, we worked fly fake reverse, and fly reverse. And then you can teach them the rainbow, which is 2 guys going at the same time, so you have one motion and the guy comes under. Yeah.
Is it against league rules to run a fly sweep and then pull up and pass like before you cross?
No. That's a great way to do it because what you've done is you created a running quarterback now. And I'll show you the Wildcat, which is something that, strangely enough, I brought to the league. You know, because we played against Rev every year in the playoffs, seemingly, and they were running the Wildcat with Chris Polk back in those days. And you know, so they had a great quarterback, and all of a sudden he'd go and line up a wide receiver, and you got Polk playing quarterback, and he's running. He's not throwing. So I figured out, how can we use the Wildcat? I'll show you how we do that. We're going to start here with the jet formation, which is 2x2. That's your standard 2x2. Now, this is how I teach it at practice, okay? This is how you can teach it. You can call these players anything you want to. I call mine X, Y, and Z. Y is the center, X is number 1 on the left, Z is number 1 on the right, okay? Lou and Roy. Now, on this thing, I called him Alan and something else, Joe, because I was playing against the guy that I used to coach with, that I taught my whole system to, and when I sign my plays, and I sign them in, because we run a no-huddle. And I was running a no-huddle with 1st and 2nd grade kids. We scored 400 points with that team. 400. Chucking the ball down the field because I had a decent quarterback. That means he's running the fly sweep. Everybody else is running a go route. Make the defense honor the go route, because what you start to do is you can run a follow, which looks like this. This guy runs a hunt route. This guy runs an arrow. This guy runs a backside post. This guy runs a fade. And this guy runs the fake, and he follows right up the field because no one's there. So if this backer picks him up, we throw the hunt route. If this backer sits, we throw here. If the corner sits and they're in 2, we throw this on a Category 1 seam ball as soon as the corner dips. When the corner dips, we throw that thing, and it's impossible to stop this play. This play cannot be stopped. I've never seen anybody stop this play, ever. This is my base play. It runs right out of my best play, which is my fly sweep. And that's the principle of it. Oftentimes, they'll just stop covering the center. So you just throw backside of the center, and then they'll stop covering this guy. The corner will fall off and pick up the center, and all of a sudden, if they're in the single high safety, we just run him on a skinny post, and he's gone. He is gone. Because the corner is going to be inside shade. He's going to drop off, and as soon as he hits this angle, boom, he's gone. He's going to take that guy 9 out of 10 times. This play is the best play that I have in my playbook. Okay, and we're going to see this work when I show you the film. But what I have to do is I have to teach this stuff. And so the way I teach it is like this. I take all the kids and I put them in a line. And they stand literally. Morgan, you saw this, right? All of these are cones.
Color cones.
Yeah. They're all cones. So my outside receivers are a red cone. My inside receivers are yellow. My Y was usually blue, I think. Usually blue. And that's red, yellow, and Q is white. And they say Q, L, Y, R, Z, X. Everybody's standing here. I have the first guy come up, and I say, okay. I go stand on the cone. Say, this is X. I go stand on this cone. I go, this is Lou. I go stand on this cone. I go, this is Y. I go stand on this cone. This is Roy. I go stand on that cone. I go, this is Z. I go stand on the Q's cone. This is Q, or this is my new Q. I do this with my thumb. And then I have Johnny come up. I go, Johnny, go here. He runs to the X cone. I go, Johnny, now go here. He goes to the Lou cone. Go here. And I make him do it until I'm convinced that in that 3 minutes, he gets it. And then I say, okay, go back to line. I say, Johnny, go here. Go here. Go here. Go here. And I run him through it, and I make sure he knows it. What you'll never understand is the kids will understand about 150 signs. I sign all my plays in. And the moment that I think the defense knows what we're doing, I'll mud them, and we'll huddle. And that's it. But we're moving so fast that they can't pick it up half the time anyway. But the kids pick it up immediately. And when I want to move to another formation, all I do is I take my cones, and I reset them, and I run this. That's Raven. Raven I call because it's right. Trips right. R. That's why Lou is L, because he's the left slot, the right slot. Okay? There's Lancer. That's trips left. Okay? All we're doing is we're just taking, if I'm going trips left, we're taking the Roy and we're putting him right here. If we're going trips right, which is Raven, we take the Lou and we put him right there. It's very easy for them to understand that. They get that. Oh, okay, we're in Raven. I'm just going to move to the number 3 spot. And now I'm... the only guy that you have to on the line is the center. Everybody else can be off the line. You could literally have a bumblebee. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just do it this way because we run fly sweep, and so I don't want them moving off the line of scrimmage. I want them moving down like this. I want them in a full arc, and when they get the ball, they're moving forward towards the line of scrimmage.
And that play goes to the house all the time.
That's a house call for the little fellas, okay? Right double receiver with back left. That's bull, back left. B-U-L-L. Okay? Right bull. Vista Murrieta runs a lot of this. Centennial, this is their bread and butter right here. You know, no matter who they have playing, they seemingly always have a guy that can play here and here. And their two best players are always him, and then one of these two guys or that guy. So this is right bull. Okay? Right bull. Back left. Back left. Left bear. 2 up. Left. That's doubles. Bear. Back right. Okay? Right. 2 up. Bull. Left. Bear. Okay? You get that? That's a great formation. Now, if I wanted to motion to that formation in the 5th and 6th, what level do you coach? Oh. 4th, 5th?
4th, 5th, yeah.
4th, 5th. Okay, you can motion your guys in any of these formations. What I would do is, let's say I want to motion this guy over to here and catch the team off guard. I would have my Lou here, and I call the X motion, X-ray. I call the Lou motion, laser. I call the Roy motion, rocket. And I call the Z motion, Zulu. Okay? If I want any of those guys to motion, they're motioning across the formation. So if I say Zulu, Zulu's going where? He's going right. Well, we'll use this. Zulu's going to go right here and line up as the 3rd receiver. If I have rocket, Roy's going right here, and he's going to line up right there. If I go laser, Lou's coming right here. If I say X-ray, he's coming right here. And that way I create instant trips, and we snap the ball quickly so that you catch them off guard. Now they're scrambling. Get over there. Johnny, follow him. All of a sudden you got a kid following another kid. Now you know they're in man. You want them to show their cards. If they're in a base zone, like in a 2 or a 3, the kid's not going to move. They're not going to know to move. But if they're in man, they're going to show you on that motion that they're in man, and then now you know, well, they're in man. And now you should know, or your quarterback or somebody should know what your play should be or where your options are going to be. And, you know, that's what I like to do. I like to move my guys quickly to the space that they need to get to and catch the defensive off guard. Okay? So you have quads right. He is where he would be in Lancer. Roy comes over, and now we just stack Z behind Lou. Okay, it's a great formation for us because we can run follows. He's down the field. He can cut off here, or he can just follow him. Follows are so hard to defend because the backer doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know if I should cover the short receiver or the deep receiver. And they don't communicate very well at the youth level anyway, and so a follow route's a great route to run. And you can do all sorts of things with this guy. You can run fade, post, follow into a dig, and a wheel. Nice combinations. You guys can create your own combinations, especially if you're active football mind. You're sitting there at lunch or whatever you're doing. You're going, what can I do out of this formation? Well, you can't do dick unless you have the actual formation taught to your kids. Once you teach them that this is quads right or quads left or whatever you want to call it, then that's, you can line it up and go, we're going to run this play out of quads right. This is the play. We're going to call it Stanford Stinky. And that's what I call one because I don't know why we call it, because the kids remember silly names. I've had SpongeBob, I've had Burger King, I've had In-N-Out Burger, I've all sorts of stupid plays. Left bear, right bull, jet, raven, lancer, quads right, and quads left would be the opposite of this. Those are base formations that are really good to use. Now let's talk about the Wildcat, which is an awesome concept. And it should be used. Okay? We're going to take right bull. We're going to put our quarterback here now. He's underneath center. I'm going to put Lou right there. This is what my son does for us. He comes back and he plays run-pass option. Okay? So I'll put 2 on his arm side. I'll put a single away from his arm. It's snapped to the quarterback, and he tosses it back to Ryder. Ryder now has the option of running or throwing. So what we do is on the snap, he'll say, ready, set, he motions. Hike. He snaps the ball. My Roy comes right across. It's either Falcon give or Falcon keep. And we'll call it Wildcat. Falcon keep. We fake that, and away he goes. It works like gangbusters every time because this is a great play for the little guys because they're expecting that this is going to be a handoff. And even if it's not, you can give it to them 3 times and keep it once. As you get older, this Wildcat works well because now they'll load a guy up here or here, and now all these guys are doing is they're running, seams. He's running an out. He's going deep. He can do anything you want him to do. Okay, he can run an arrow. You got dudes. You got options. Your quarterback gets his arm in the air and he starts moving, and sometimes they freeze, and if they freeze, run him. If they come, pop it right over the top of them. Okay, Wildcat is a great formation, and that's how you do it. That's how you turn your quarterback into a running, gutting quarterback. He can run or throw. You can't do it with this quarterback because he can't run. It has to be a second handoff. So the first exchange to the quarterback, the first quarterback, he can't run. He's got 7 seconds, or he's got a guy rushing him. If nobody rushes, he has 7 seconds. Okay? But once he snaps to him, you can directly rush, and this guy can run. And that's a great thing to do with a really outstanding athlete. Okay? So that's the Wildcat. And there's a ton of stuff you can do with Wildcat. Use your imagination. What we like to do, too, is I'll take this running back, and we'll do some zone read stuff. So we'll make it look like this. I'll have my Z here, my X here, my Y here, my Q here, my Lou, and my Roy. Tosses it back to him, and now he just reads. He's reading the first guy across the line of scrimmage. And if this guy comes up here to defend him, he gives. And you know the concepts of zone read. Just, open up right there, read him. If he sits, give it. If he comes up field and he takes you away, give it. If he crashes down on the running back, keep it and go. So if he's here, you keep and go. If he sits, give. Okay, so we can run that. We can run veer out of this. This is a lot of fun, especially when it works, and it does work. You go into a pistol set, and you read him. And we go downhill, and if this guy crashes, he keeps and goes. If this guy sits, or if this guy goes wide, he gives. And away he goes. And his cutback lane is usually right there. Very fun. Veer is fun. And then, of course, you all know probably one of the best plays in college football, not in the NFL, but in college, is this. We have it look like we're in a zone read formation. We snap it back, and we attack, and we run the sprint option. Okay? And that's a great play, too. And you can do a lot of stuff out of Wildcat. Sky's the limit. Okay.
What's a good amount of plays to teach kids?
Well, your kids are fourth and fifth? Second and third? I would start with a base of, 6. I mean, with the fly sweep that I showed you, I have fly reverse, I have fake reverse, I have follow. And that's just one formation and one play that you can do a ton of stuff out of. So have a base play. Have one play that's your bread and butter play, and then everything is a complement to it. And then once you get good with that, then you can start to do other stuff,